Look at this. Fans are already pumped up, and the energy is visibly escalating outside of this venue. Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Russell Westbrook.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. We've got Bridges. MP out there with Anunoby. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Brunson in at the point. And for Denver, in at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. The forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. And it's Jordan in at the center. And through this early portion, Greg, of the season, we've had our fair share of surprises.
Yeah, it's fun to see the preseason predictions go up in flames, right? Every year it feels like we have at least one team that overachieves and shocks us all.
Now Murray, outside Gordon. Fires the three. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Anunoby kicks to MP. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by MP.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
My
with confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
Well, he couldn't help himself. Couldn't resist. That really was a spectacular play.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
From way out there, right? Jamal Murray's ever-expanding range.
Jamal Murray is still an elite scorer, and Clark, he has fought through so many injuries.
And it's remarkable that he's as explosive off the bounce as he is after the injuries that he's dealt with. His ability to create a shot, especially at crunch time, one of the best in the league. The pull-up jumper, the teardrop, and the three, he's got all of those.
They get the rebound. Here's Jordan. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, you know, a big part of offensive rebounding is really relentless effort and high energy, and Jordan knows all about that.
And the dunk by MP.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Yeah, he wanted credit for the basket and the assist on that one.
Here's Murray following the basket by MP. Murray surveying the D. Pass to Gordon. Here's Brown. Jordan dishes to Murray. Lets it go from deep. The Knicks pull it in. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
And MP throws it down.
Excellent play by MP at the rack. You got to take that risk every now and then.
Outside Porter. Back to Murray. Towns with the steal. Bridges with it. Now guarded by Murray. Goes up. And Anunoby slams it in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What? You mean the throwdown?
Oh, that was worth the price
saw this on display in the slam dunk contest. Gordon has some major bunnies, a creative slam dunk artist.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
The Nuggets trail by 5. And you look at this year's Denver team, you know, Greg, trying to get more from their bench than they did last year.
Yeah, and you just don't want your starters to play so many minutes that they get gassed in the postseason. That's something Denver's trying to avoid this time around. Easier said, though, than done.
Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Boy, the size, the vertical, the explosiveness. Porter Jr. has all the tools to throw it down.
Reed, and the layup's good off the glass. 12 points for MP.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Here's Murray. And the rejection by Towns.
With that reach, Towns is going to get his fair share of block shots. There's no doubt about that.
Porter with the steal. Wide open look here for Murray. Good on the triple. Murray's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Nuggets.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And the shot goes in. MP's got 14.
Really a strong start to the game for him. Of his 8 shots so far, he's only missed 1.
Outside Porter. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. For 3, Murray. Again, the miss by Murray. MP looking around. And there's another one for the Knicks.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
It's all you, MP. You got this.
Porter with the steal, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anunoby. The Nuggets trail by 14. Well, Michael Porter Jr. is one of the premier shooters in the NBA.
And that size that he brings to that sweet stroke makes it hard to get to a shot. 6'10", shoots it with confidence, shoots it with great fluidity. And man, is he special. And he's worked through some injury trouble early in his career. And now he's one of the more lethal front court players in the league on the perimeter.
I now have sent it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 ranked player in high school, but a back injury changed things. He said, my potential may look different now, but as long as I can truly say with what I had, I gave it my all, that's all that success should be defined by. Kevin, he grounds himself in gratitude and the work he's put in.
Thanks, D.A. He is a worker and living the dream. Free throw, no good for MP. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Here's Brown. He has yet to score. Here's Westbrook. Lays it up off the glass.
And if anything, Westbrook gets more aggressive against contact inside. He doubles his effort level in response.
Gordon against MP. And stolen by Jordan. 32 seconds left here in the second. Gordon with no one around. A three-pointer off the mark.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
MP inside. He's covered by Westbrook. Towns dishes to MP. Lets it go with a three. And the Knicks hit again from deep. Stolen by Reed. And so it's MP making things happen for the New York Knicks. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. We come back right after this.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about a shot.
Howdy, folks. I know you've all been clamoring to find out how the Rookie of the Year race is looking, and we are not letting you down. And time to talk now about that first half. What a dominant display for the Knicks.
They're taking the traditional approach of working it inside and then going outside. That stretched out that defense.
Yeah, it's about time. Once you establish that inside game, everything away from the bucket opens up.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
The Knicks leading by 18. The forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Jordan in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And the dunk by MP.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard.
Tell you what, the coach's heart was in his throat, and he was in shock and awe. But now he's got a big smile on his face.
The Nuggets shooting 43% from the floor. Pass to Brown. Porter kicks to Gordon. No good from outside.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
MP squeezing all that juice he can get out of that orange. What a night he's had.
And the foul called on MP. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Kicks it out to Gordon. Denver passing it around. Fires from deep. Nailed from three-point land. Gordon's got his third basket of the night.
Well, you can't let Gordon have room from outside. I mean, he's more than capable of knocking down those perimeter shots.
Here's Reed. Rebound by the Nuggets. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And Greg, something that is so important to this team, Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this core.
The Knicks making a switch here. Hart's checked in. Gordon outside. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Porter's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Boy, I like the confidence here. Gordon is excellent at realizing when he has room to shoot, even before he has the ball. That's what we call seeing a play ahead.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Jordan with the screen on Brunson. Here's Murray. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
On the wing, Gordon. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. Gordon against Reed. Just 4 to shoot. Lays it up and banks it in. MP's got 11 points in the quarter.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. 2 minutes.
Outside, Porter. There's 1:54 left to play in the 3rd. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, one of the things you know as a defender, you've got to stay down on the pump fake, but Murray really crafty at getting defenders off their feet.
The Nuggets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. Free throw good, Murray.
On the floor, Murray is electrifying. I mean, he delivers relentless effort, and it keeps his whole squad energized and engaged.
MP outside. And the layup is good. Reed's got 37.
And this is the thing about MP. He has the poise to take high percentage shots.
On the court for the Knicks. Mikal Bridges out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Towns. Then it's MP. And it's Hart in at the 3.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
MP outside. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Here's Westbrook. Pass to Chanchar. Now here's Murray. Down low. Chanchar, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Reed gets the bucket. Here's Murray. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Chanchar. And here is Murray. Shot clock at 6. Here's the screen. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And another miss by Denver. For New York, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. We're of 9. And there's the bucket from MP.
Young fella does not let the contact distract or bother him. Business-like finish from MP.
1:52 left to play here in the 4th. Westbrook against Bridges. And that one's good. Chanchar's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, talk about an advanced playmaker. Westbrook can make passes that other players just can't.
MP, no good. Denver's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New York.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for MP.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
With maturity comes greater patience, understanding how to play smarter. Murray keeps his options open and finds a teammate who's gotten free.
Here's Westbrook. It's rebounded by New York. On the wing, MP hits it again. Wow!
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Brown.
Stay there.
Outside Westbrook. Here's Najee. Here's Chanchar. Good work there as it goes.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The 3 from MP. Another bucket. Wow!
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Here's Najee. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.